Keith, a 2-0 win over a Sheffield side that have their qualities. You must be happy with what you saw out there today.
Well, I've got to be happy because somebody said in one of the photos. Yeah, of course. Felt the goal came a little bit too early. That's what we said, and it was almost like it's going to be an easier game than it was. And psychologically, that happened. And I think there was a rollover effect from the effort they put in on Thursday. As much as they all said they recovered and they should recover, when they're going to work and other things, they're obviously not getting the right amount of recovery. Obviously we had to change out of Keith because of a hamstring injury, and Megan started there, but Megan was coming back from an injury. We don't think she was firing on all cylinders. And after the goal, we were concerned. The first half we dropped, and I think they were in the game. But saying that, again, the keeper and the two centre backs showed their experience. I think that's making a massive difference. You're talking about our senior players, and they're holding it together even when some of our youngsters are struggling a little bit.
There was a difficult situation with the injury to Simona in stoppage time. Are you pleased with how the players responded to that?
Pleased with the whole response in the second half, Chris, to be honest. Again, it took some serious words at half time and some honesty. But again, they've responded. You know, we don't want them to be just a second half team, and we keep saying it, but on the back of Thursday, we'll let them off this time. And yeah, it was obviously, sometimes they need to be cleverer, you know, when we're in front, and it's just players that need to up it a little bit, fitness-wise and stuff like that. But you know, we know that we're getting better as the season progresses, and certainly by the end of this season and leading into the next pre-season, we'll know the targets we need to set. And obviously, with one or two more new players coming, we think everything's on track now. And you know, to be fair to them, they did promise me the win before the game. They said it was my birthday present. So they were given a challenge of a clean sheet and goals. So they've achieved both, and how can I fault that? I've got to be happy.
There's a second part of the birthday present, a win next week as well.
Listen, then that's a year-long birthday present until the next one, right? Just keep winning, of course. And we've got to fancy our chances, but we certainly can't rest on our laurels. I'm using cliches, which I can always try to avoid. But you know, Oxford are there to be taken, in my opinion, if you look at their results. But we certainly can't just be complacent about that. We've got to go down and restart again. So, you know, training this week, we'll have a look at, hopefully get a chance to have a look at a couple of the videos, which we haven't had a chance to yet. Just reinforce some of the errors that we've been making and make sure they don't happen again. Again, it might be that we need to rotate a couple of players. Obviously, we've taken a couple of knocks again today. But the squad is stronger, so that shouldn't weaken us.
Lastly, looking at the bench today, is it maybe now a dilemma of who to bring on in certain situations with the strength in depth?
It is, but we've covered all positions. You know, I think the two toughest ones for the girls themselves are probably the two centre backs, Lauren and Ruby, who obviously had been in for a number of games. But you know, sometimes you have to make those decisions, and their attitude's been fantastic, to be honest. You know, in Ruby's case, she knows her strengths and weaknesses, and she's prepared to work on those. With Lauren, you know, we're aware that we may lose her at the end of the season, so I've had to take that into account as well when you're trying to develop the side. It's not to insult her in any way. She's been a good player for us, and she's a great kid, great player to work with. But I think she understands, you know, what we're doing. But it's great to have her on the bench. She nearly had to come on when T went down, and she would have come on and done the job, I'm sure. And if she's needed again before the end of the season, I'm sure she'll do her job.
Thanks, Keith.
You're welcome.